Oh, milk, sweet milk, a sip, a taste of milk I had wanted to tell her. Yes, anything was better than her taking me from that soft crimson bedsheet beneath my paws, and those flowered pillows, and her eyes into mine in this place we had once made love. Oh, yes, smiles endless into time as she rubbed me. No words, no words. Silence, except for moaning, purring. I gave her my pleading for her to not stop as she kept rubbing me. Oh yes, sweetie, Mom is here for you. And she kept rubbing me. And then she left from the bed, and I jumped up like I'd never jumped before, and I hung in midair before I landed on my feet. As if by a natural instinct, taken by the physical parts of the brain that controlled my reflexes, and I raced down the pinewood floor into her shadows, and I saw her slip into the bathroom as I approached that door. I saw her knees bent over and the round edge of her ankles, heels pressed to the floor, and I heard the sound of the toilet seat coming down, and then a watery sound. Drips, drops, the essence of her being released into the world. And I sat there and I glanced up at her, my tail flapping side to side as she flipped the pages to a magazine. And then it happened, yes. Melinda slipped her blue bathrobe on, that fuzzy, soft fabric cut underneath her knees, and her ankle bracelet shined in the light. The glistens of a diamond flicker. It was the same bracelet her ex-fiancee once gave her, the same one she would never take off, even when we made love. Ha! Talk about despise. I had a bone to pick with her on that one, I must admit, though I never did. I always kept that secret inside. I glanced up at her, wanting to confess my love, but I had to listen to her voice, which was frantic, as she was shaken by some conflict inside of her as she stood tying a blue knot on her bathrobe. Oh, those words in my ears as she spoke to herself, not knowing that I could understand them all. Oh, Danny's like a dead fish, floating to the top. Lips moving empty, nothing to say, a real dull bore for me. Thought there was some fun times, but I need challenge in my man. Oh, I need excitement. I need better sex. Is there a perfect man out there? Is there? Her eyes closed and she whispered, I thought he was the one at first. And of course she was talking about me. Yes. It was terrible to hear those words. but I played my part as her best friend. A woman's best friend, yes. That's what they say. My purring did stop. It was hard to keep it going after hearing those words. And that's when the phone suddenly rang. And she jumped over to check it. Maddie, you're not gonna believe this. Now I've got my stupid ex-boyfriend calling me. He's as bad as Danny. Another guy that won't get the damn hit. And he should have known better than to run off with that young English whore. I watched her inspect the phone, and I couldn't believe that guy was back on her tail. How did he know that I was out of the picture? Though I wasn't, as I laid there in her shadows besides the porcelain toilet bowl, and I tried to take it all in. My thoughts were racing. The love she had for me in this fur, as she leaned down to pet me, and I felt her soft fingers. I was glad to switch into this new body. I was very glad. I had no regrets. And then she broke away, only her shadow touching mine, the embrace of invisible things tickling my imagination, wanting her to come back, to lean down and brush another kiss back up against my face. I could only watch, and I did, as she leaned in close. And then I followed her to the bedroom as she walked away. And I watched her fix her hair in the mirror as her bathrobe slowly slid to the floor, and I saw the smooth crust of bare skin, the pink places again, nipples as pink tulips. And she stood and she glared back at me. And then she turned and smiled and sat next to me on the bed. Yes, her fingers moved through my neck and pressed in. And I rolled my head up into her breasts, her soft skin, my paws on her thigh, sliding, rolling over my chin down into her waist. And I started to purr, and the purring came easily, as you could imagine. She started to rock me and cuddle me, and my lips came down. Came down into her fingers. I love you, Matty. My little sweet sweetie. So sweet, so soft, and kind and gentle. I love you, my dear. That's what she said. And I felt her warm love, and saw the sincere long smile, unlike ever before, at me, when I was in that wretched skin of mine, the one she always complained about. Yes, when I had the black stubbles of hair that could grow in a few hours after my morning shave, she always complained about. Like the hair on my chest, always too thick. The bristle of black hair she always hated, and then she said it. Yes, she once said it. No more insults. Maybe I would never want to turn back. Never want to leave this flesh as a cat. never for my purr to stop as we laid there on the bed, and I would never want to become a wretched man again, despised by that woman and all those other women I loved that had a damn cat. Every damn woman loving her damn cat. My heart no longer to be lost to a feline again, to a patch of fur on a mute beast unable to know a Nietzsche or anything else about mathematics or love. No. Instead, I would be the only recipient of love, the feline taker. Yes, it was my turn in this world, and I deserved it. 10 heartbreaks. A fiancé lost for Hollywood. Now regained in Hollywood. Yes, hell, I'd already paid my dues. I would never want to turn back. Never to become a wretched man again, despised by Melinda and all those other women I loved. Oh, I laid back on the bed as she laid back, and my tail rested between her breasts, and my chin was below her belly button near the bosom. Oh, the feeling of her perfection between my chin like a valley. Oh, my eyes staring down between the two toes into the reflection of the mirror. Love. This was love, my friends. This was love.